Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the Q2 FY24 earnings conference call of GR Infraprojects Limited, hosted by HDFC Securities. This conference call may contain forward-looking statements about the company, which are based on the beliefs, opinions, and expectations of the company as on the date of this call. These statements are not the guarantees of future performance and involve risks and uncertainties that are difficult to predict. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. We have with us today Mr. Ajendra Kumar Agarwal, Managing Director, and Mr. Anand Rathi, Group CFO. I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities for his opening remarks. Over to you, Mr. Kandpal.
Thank you, Michelle. Without any further delay, I would like to hand the call to Ajendra Agarwal for his opening remark and industry overview, followed by a financial presentation by Mr. Anand Rathi. Thank you, and over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Parikshit. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you all the second earnings call of GR Infraprojects Limited for financial year 24. We are accompanied by Mr. Anand Rathi, the CFO of the company. The presentation for today's call has been uploaded on the stock exchange website and on the website of the company at www.grinfra.com. I will now take you through the key highlights of the quarter and the recent development in the infrastructure sector, followed by question and answer session. I will now begin with providing an insight on the significant operational and financial highlights of the company. In financial year 24, the company has executed 7 HAM concession agreements with the National Highways Authority of India, 1 concession agreement for the multimodal logistic park project with the National Highway Logistic Management Limited, and 1 EPC agreement with the East Coast Railway and 1 EPC agreement with NHPC Limited. Moreover, concession agreement for 2 road projects are yet to be executed with National Highway Authority of India. The 2 ropeway projects for which the company was declared the lowest bidder during financial year 23 have been subsequently annulled by the authority. However, I want to inform you all that the Rights Limited on behalf of Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Shrine Board, Katra, has declared your company as lowest bidder for the prestigious Mata Vaishno Devi ropeway projects. As on date, the company has decent mix of 34 BOT projects, of which 10 are operational, 13 are under construction, and 11 projects are awaiting appointed date. The company's current strategic emphasis revolves around preserving its existing standing while actively participating in competitive bidding for new HAM and EPC projects, and also evaluate other sectors. As of 30th September 2023, the company's order book value stood around 20,000 crore rupees, and the company's executable order book stood around 11,000 crore rupees, and appointed date is yet to be declared by authority in 11 projects amounting to rupees 9,000 crore. The majority share in the company's order book is attributed to road and highway development projects. Moving on the quarterly financial highlights of the company. On standalone basis, during quarter 2 financial year 24, the company has recorded revenue from operations of 1,573 crore rupees, as against 1,777 crore rupees during the same period in the previous financial year. The EBITDA margin stood at 12.31% against 14.63% during quarter ended September 30, 2022. Earlier, Lokesh Builder Private Limited was designated as the sponsor and the project manager of the Bharat Highways InvIT. However, pursuant to the certain amendments in the SEBI InvITs regulations, Lokesh Builder Private Limited decided to discontinue performing the role of sponsor and the project manager to the InvIT. Adharsila Infratech Private Limited, which is a professionally managed infrastructure company and has already been in infra space for more than 10 years, was reached out to perform the role of the sponsor and project manager of Bharat Highways InvIT, which Adharsila agreed to. We continue to believe that the transfer of 7 HAM assets to Bharat Highways InvIT, your company will be able to effectively monetize its operational projects and free up the company's capital for reinvestment in other avenues. At the start of the year, we had provided a guidance of order book addition of approximately 20,000 crore rupees. The above estimate was arrived at considering that we had won 2 projects in the month of April and May 23, and looking at our strike rate of order book addition over the past couple of years. However, this year has been completely dry from bidding perspective, and considering this year is an election year and model code of conduct may kick in by February-March, we went to be conservative and revise our order book guidance in the range of to 10,000 crore rupees. Considering that bidding window will most likely to be active during December to mid of February only. We still believe that spending on the infrastructure sector would continue to grow as government is committed to elevate the country's position in global economy, which is also witnessed since the government has asked various infrastructure development in identifying new projects on PPPP, any public-private partnership model with main focus on urban development, railways, and road development. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is also preparing a roadmap to immediately execute infrastructure projects worth 3 lakh crore rupees, aiming to meet the government's project award target for this year. As on date, we are having available bidding pipeline of more than 1 lakh crore rupees, and we see good opportunity to add a decent chunk to our order book. That's all from my side today. Over to you, Anandji, for updates and financial position of the company. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So I would like to take you all through the highlights of the financial performance of the company for the quarter. Our standalone revenue from the operation decreased by almost 200 crores, a decrease of 11.44% quarter on quarter from 1,777 crores in the quarter ended September 2022 to rupees 1,573 crores in the quarter ended September 2023. Our standalone revenue from operation for the current half year decreased by almost 528 crore from 4,252 crore in half year ended September 2022 to 3,726 crore in half year ended September 2023. This decrease was primarily because of what we believe is that delay in declaration appointed date of the various projects, of course, disruptive monsoon occurring during the quarter, as well as administrative hurdles faced during the execution in the state of Punjab, where we have got 2 projects under execution. Our consolidated revenue from operation also decreased by 250 crores almost from 2,136 crore in quarter ended September 2022 to 1,883 crores in quarter ended September 2023. Our consolidated revenue from operation for the first half year of the current year has decreased by 467 crores from rupees 4,828 crore in half year ended September 2022 to 4,361 crore in the half year ended September 2023. This decrease is also aligned with the decrease in revenue at standalone level. Our standalone EBITDA margin has decreased to 12.31% in the quarter ended September 2023 from 14.63% quarter ended September 2022. This decrease is primarily due to lesser execution witnessed in the current quarter. Our standalone EBITDA margin has decreased to 13.64% in half year ended September 2023 from 17.55% in half year ended September 2022, majorly due to bonus and claims income which was recognized in the previous half year for the last financial year. It was around 139 crore, which got recognized in last financial year, first half of last financial year. Our EBITDA margin at group level also decreased to 24.81% in the quarter ended September 2023 from 28.15% in the quarter ended September 2022. As a consequence, our PAT margin at standalone has also decreased to 123.27 crore in quarter ended September 2023 as compared to 164 crore in quarter ended September 2022. PAT margin at standalone level decreased to 331 crores in half year ended September 2023 as compared to rupees 485 crore in half year ended September 2022. PAT margin at consolidated level was rupees 527 crore in the half year ended September 2023 as against rupees 741 crore in half year ended September 2022. Our standalone net worth is now stood at 5,548 crore, which was 5,215 crore at the end of fiscal 2023. Our net worth on consolidated level is around 6,794 crore, which was 6,265 crore at the end of fiscal 2023. Our total standalone borrowing outstanding at the end of September 2023 is rupees 857 crore, which includes the short-term borrowing of 42 crore approx, has come down by almost 219 crores from the level of 1,075 crore outstanding as of March 2023, with debt to equity ratio of around 0.16 times from 0.21 times at the end of March 2023. Our total consolidated borrowing outstanding at the end of September 2023 is 6,308 crore with debt to equity of around 0.94 times. During the quarter, company has made addition to the fixed asset amount to rupees 23 crores. Our net block of property, plant and equipments is rupees 1,412 crores at the end of current quarter. Investment in our subsidiary companies in form of loans as well as equity is rupees 2,302 crores at the end of September 2023, which was 1,950 crore at the end of fiscal 2023. Balance promoter contribution required to be made for our operational HAM under construction HAM projects is rupees 2,200 approximately, of which we are expecting contribution of around 300 to 350 crore in the current financial year. Our working capital in days at the end of current quarter has been stable at 92 days. Our trade receivable at the standalone basis are around 1,528 crores at the end of September 2023 as compared to 1,514 crore at the end of June 2023. Our trade receivable at consolidated level are around 354 crore at the end of September 2023. Our unbilled revenue at the standalone basis is around 662 crores at the end of September 2023 as compared to 736 crore at the end of June 2023. Our unbilled revenue at consolidated level is around 155 crore at the end of September 2023. Our inventories are around 765 crore at the end of September 2023 as compared to 835 crore at the end of June 2023. Our cash and cash equivalents at the standalone basis is around 405 crore at the end of September 2023 as compared to 242 crore at the end of fiscal 2023. Our cash and cash equivalents at consolidated level is around 876 crore at the end of September 2023 as compared to 779 crore at the end of fiscal 2023. Mobilization advance outstanding, mobilization advance from customer largely is from authorities, are outstanding at the end of September 2023 is around 284 crores as compared to 260 crores at the end of June 2023. That's all about the financial highlights. I sincerely thanks all the stakeholders, including employees, business partners, our bankers and auditors for their continued support of the company. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to you, Parikshit.
Sir, should we open the floor for the Q&A session now?
Sure.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask questions may please press star and one on their touchtone phone. If you wish to withdraw yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use only handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Atul Mehra from Motilal Oswal Asset Management Company. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Good afternoon and thanks for the opportunity. Sir, if you can kindly update on the InvIT, what is the current status and when are we looking to go ahead with it?
So, the limited understanding which we got from the InvIT team is that they are waiting for the approval of SEBI with the compliance with the current amendments, right? And maybe in next 2 to 3 months of time, depending on again, of course, subject to that SEBI's approval and all that, maybe in next 2 to 3 months, 4 months, that's probably we believe that we'll be able to coming up with this transaction.
Right. And I believe in the past there was some NHA approval also which was required, so that is completed.
Yeah. NHA approvals are there in place.
Got it. And so secondly, in terms of further diversification, can you talk a little bit about what are the other areas that you're looking at, given obviously the base business has seen in terms of weak order inflows in the past. So can you throw some more light on what is the medium to long term plan and what are the initiatives you are taking to make sure that your growth in terms of resumes?
बिजनेस डाइवर्सिफिकेशन पे हम लोग रेगुलर वर्क कर रहे हैं, इंटरनल डिस्कशन चल रहा है और काफ़ी एवेन्यूज हैं जहां पर हम लोग काम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन और जैसे पावर ट्रांसमिशन में रोपवे में किया भी है, लेकिन और भी जो ईपीसी बिजनेस है इसके ऊपर हम वर्क कर रहे हैं और आने वाले टाइम में हम लोग इसके ऊपर नई सेक्टर में काम करना चालू करेंगे.
In fact, there are so many infra sector, I would say. There are so many sectors in the infra play particularly, right? Where we have been evaluating. And infra mein kya idea is that if we are entering into this space, right, it's very, I just wanted to have some sort of double confidence while in which space we should enter into, right? So, and we are evaluating in that direction only. So going forward, probably in next 2 to 3 months of time, we'll be coming up with a strategy, with more clear strategy in terms of which sector will be diversifying going forward.
Right. Got it. Thank you and all the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Mohit Kumar from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yes. Good afternoon, sir. And thanks for the opportunity. So my first question is, how do you see the bidding activity, particularly from NHAI? I was under the assumption that the election-related slowdown will not affect the NHAI bidding. Is it right? And the related question is, are you seeing some slowdown in the bidding of the other infrastructure segment too?
बिडिंग स्ट्रेटेजी हम भी ये बिलीव कर रहे थे कि अभी स्लो होनी नहीं चाहिए, लेकिन इन जनरली अगर अपन हिस्टोरिकली भी देखें ना, तो बिडिंग जो है ना नवंबर से और मार्च के बीच में ही रहता है.
राइट.
और हम लोग ये एज्यूम कर रहे थे कि ये जो इलेक्शन एरिया है तो इसकी वजह से थोड़ा सा ये नवंबर से पहले होनी चाहिए, लेकिन ये हो नहीं पाई है क्योंकि एनएचए के पास में हर साल क्या रहता है कि जो बिडिंग होती है उसके ऊपर भी काफ़ी काम करना होता है, जो प्रोजेक्ट अवार्ड करने होते हैं, लैंड एक्विजिशन के जो स्टेटस है उसको इम्प्रूव करना होता है. तो इन जनरल में सेकेंड हाफ या फोर्थ क्वार्टर के अंदर ही नई बिडिंग की एक्टिविटी ज़्यादा होती है. लेकिन अभी ये जो चैलेंज यही आ रहा है कि जो फोर्थ क्वार्टर है वो इलेक्शन में चला जाएगा, तो बिडिंग एक्टिविटी स्लो हुई है और सभी सेक्टर में इसका इम्पैक्ट आ रहा है. मतलब केवल एनएचए ही नहीं है, हर सेक्टर में जो बिडिंग एक्टिविटी है वो निश्चित तौर पे स्लो तो हुई है.
तो सर आप एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं कि सेकेंड हाफ भी कोई पिकअप ऐसा ग्रेट पिकअप नहीं आएगा? इज इट राइट टू से सर?
लगता तो यही है. ज़्यादा मतलब चांसेस जिस तरह की जो पोजीशन चल रही है अभी
इसमें है कि 2 ही महीने है and whatever conversations, limited conversation we had with NHAI official and all that, they are hopeful. Period लेकिन क्या है कि what we believe is up to January and February of mid of the February maybe. तो मतलब अभी भी मतलब for last 3 months we were expecting अक्टूबर नवंबर में कुछ सितंबर अक्टूबर में some we were expecting some great bidding and all that, हुआ नहीं है. But because of election year, मतलब at one basically we are of some, I mean, while we are thinking that there will be higher bidding in this particular year, अभी तक हुआ नहीं है, so it's very dicey situation. तो कुछ कह नहीं सकते इसमें क्या बोल.
Understood, sir. My second question is, sir, on the revenue guidance. हमने कहा था कि 10% से grow करेंगे ये साल में. Do you think it's difficult now? And दूसरा question ये है कि when do you expect the appointed dates for these 11 projects? Do you expect all these 11 projects to get appointed date in second half? Is that assumption correct?
Yes, of course. It seems like that to have that 10% kind of growth on revenue may be difficult for the current year, and for the next year as well, because next year के लिए अभी किस साल में कितना काम मिलता है. But yes, will be what in terms of our revenue growth, what we can expect is that would be sort of flattish to 5% kind of growth for the current year. ये अपन बोल सकते हैं depending, because this is basis our existing executable order book, right? And in terms of going for that appointed date for the next 11 projects, what we are expecting is that कि करीब 4 project का तो सर हमारे को we are expecting in the month of January itself. And balance most of the project will be having because उसके बाद में 7 रह गए तो maybe 6 or 7, all of them will be having all the appointed date declared by the month of February and March.
Understood, sir. Thank you and best of luck, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital. Please go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Still for the वापस से वही वो bidding के ऊपर ही आ रहा हूँ, because that's the key point to understand for us in terms of the growth. So अभी 20,000 करोड़ से सर now we are saying कि 10,000 करोड़ अपने टारगेट कर रहे हैं, और तो दो चीज़, ये 10,000 में भी सब हम कर रहे हैं EPC, एंड दूसरा कि ये 10,000 का भी 5,000 होने का भी प्रोबेबिलिटी कितना है?
So basically 20,000 का 10,000 का प्रोबेबिलिटी तो भी निकाल दिया. अब ये 10 का 5 हो जाएगा या 10 का 15 हो जाएगा या कितना होएगा, तो ये तो सर अभी इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. एज ऑफ नाउ व्हाट वी बिलीव इज दैट दिस इज द सिचुएशन.
नहीं, इसलिए क्योंकि मैं इसे वो सेंस में बोला था कि अगर 1 लाख करोड़ का अगर पाइपलाइन है एंड सब लोगों को नहीं मिला है ऑर्डर, नोबडी हैज गॉट, तो सबको ऑर्डर चाहिए, तो अपने को 10% शेयर चाहिए. अगर 1 लाख भी अगर हम लोगों ने जैसे मेंशन किया ओपनिंग रिमार्क में कि 1 लाख करोड़ का अपॉर्चुनिटी है, तो हमको 10% शेयर चाहिए, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो अ सिग्निफिकेंट शेयर. तो इन दैट सेंस आई एम आस्किंग.
नहीं, सो उसमें 2,000 करोड़ तो काम मिल चुके हैं अपने को, right? And the second point was कि पोजीशन तो लास्ट ईयर भी सेम ही था, एंड वी गॉट आवर शेयर, राइट. और 1 लाख करोड़ का तो पाइपलाइन है विच इज राइट नाउ विजिबल. मोर्ट इज एक्टिवली वर्किंग ऑन more and more projects. Basically they will be so as of now, that's why we have conservatively given our estimate in terms of that we'll be getting this much of order for the current year. हो सकता है 10 का 12 हो जाए, हो सकता है 8 हो जाए. मेरे को अभी आज की डेट में तो आई कांट से कि वो 5,000 कैसे होएगा, या दिस इज एज ऑन डेट एस्टिमेट.
और मुझे लगता है जो सिचुएशन है अभी, जिस तरह से एक्टिवली NHAI और मोर्ट वर्क जो कर रहे हैं, जो अपना इंटरेक्शन जिस तरह से होता है, इतना शेयर तो बनना चाहिए. एवरेज आउट अगर करें तो इतना शेयर और इतने प्रोजेक्ट तो आने चाहिए.
ओके,
आगे सिचुएशन पे डिपेंड करेगा, लेकिन ऐसा लगता है कि इतने तो होना चाहिए. काम तो इतने तो काम होने चाहिए. अथॉरिटी भी काम तो ऐसा नहीं है कि इलेक्शन को देखते काम उन्होंने एकदम प्रोजेक्ट्स के ऊपर काम करना बंद कर दिया है. लेकिन ये हिस्टोरिकली है कि जो फर्स्ट 6 to 8 मंथ है ना, जो पिछले साल के जो अवार्डेड प्रोजेक्ट्स है उनके ऊपर अथॉरिटी को बहुत कुछ काम करना पड़ता है. प्रोजेक्ट अवार्ड कर दिया तो ये ऐसा नहीं है कि प्रोजेक्ट का अवार्ड करने के बाद उसकी रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी खत्म हो जाती है. बहुत सारा वर्किंग उनके ऊपर पेंडिंग रहता है, जिसके ऊपर लैंड एक्विजिशन पर्टिकुलरली बहुत ज़्यादा उनको इंटेंसिवली वर्क करना पड़ता है, और लास्ट के मंथ्स में ही रहता है. अब अपने को चैलेंज ये आ रहा है कि लास्ट के मंथ में, जो मार्च के मंथ में इलेक्शन होने की वजह से हो सकता है अथॉरिटी के कुछ जो फोकस है वो थोड़ा कम रहे, लेकिन फिर भी वर्क तो मतलब अवार्ड तो करेंगे।
ओके
और अपने टारगेट इसमें से अचीव होनी चाहिए।
ओके, बट इसमें से ये जो बचे हुए अगर 8,000 करोड़ अपने को अगर और लेना है 2,000 जैसा आप बोल रहे हैं, तो वो पूरे के पूरे हैम होंगे कि कितना 2-3 हज़ार करोड़ ईपीसी भी हम लोग देख रहे हैं, और ये सब एनएचए ही देख रहे हैं कि कोई और सेक्टर या एमएसआरडीसी के भी प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं तो वो भी देख रहे हैं हम लोग?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल, हम लोग हैम और ईपीसी दोनों पे पूरी तरह से फोकस है। ईपीसी में नो डाउट जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं उसमें थोड़ा सा जो स्मॉल साइज के प्रोजेक्ट है, लेस देन 1,000 करोड़ के है, वहाँ पर कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा होता है। लेकिन मोर देन 1,000 करोड़ के जो प्रोजेक्ट्स होंगे उसके ऊपर अपन फोकस रहेंगे, और मतलब जो एमएसआरडीसी और जो बेटर जो फाइनेंशियली मैनेज स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स है उनके साथ हम रेगुलरली काम कर रहे हैं। पहले भी हमने यूपी गवर्नमेंट के साथ में स्टेट के लेवल पे काम किए हैं, बट उसमें सिलेक्शन थोड़ा स्पेशली यही ध्यान रखते हैं कि वो फाइनेंशियली प्रॉपरली मैनेज हो और साइज अच्छी हो, तो वहाँ पर हम काम करेंगे।
ओके, एंड दूसरा सर, रेवेन्यू पे अगर हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि अभी पहले 5 से 10%, अभी 0.5% का टू 0% टू 5% का देख रहे हैं, तो उसमें भी सर रिस्क क्या है कि क्योंकि क्या अभी सेकंड हाफ में भी अपने को 13.5% टाइप का अपने को ग्रोथ लाना पड़ेगा टू अचीव इवन 0% ग्रोथ फॉर दिस ईयर, तो उसमें भी कितना रिस्क है कि ये नंबर नीचे? एंड सेकंड क्या है कि अगर हमको इनफ्लो हमने जो 20 का 10,000 भी कर लिया है, होपफुली लेट्स वी गेट, तो ये जो गैप है वो विल बी फिल्ड बाय द नेक्स्ट ईयर, सो हाउ वी कंपेंसेट एंड द सेम द रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ अगर हम देखेंगे ब्रॉडली क्या हो रहा है सर कि FY21 तक सब बराबर था, 22, 23 एंड 1H में पूरा ग्रोथ है स्लो डाउन, एंड मे बी तो FY25, 26 तो क्या स्ट्रेटेजिकली आर वी हैवंट वी सेंस दिस के वी नीड टू डाइवर्सिफाई इनटू डिफरेंट सेक्टर्स, के उसमें भी स्केल करने में टाइम लगता है 2-3 साल, सो दैट अवर ग्रोथ मोमेंटम कंटिन्यूज, तो वो ऑल थिंग्स आर रिलेटेड। सो दो एस्पेक्ट, एक कि ये रेवेन्यू जो है 0% या 5% उसमें रिस्क कितना है कि अचीव होएगा अगर, एंड सेकंड FY25 में इसको कंपेंसेट कैसे करेंगे, एंड ऑर्डर इनफ्लो में भी जो अगर कम किया है तो FY25 में कंपेंसेट कैसे करेंगे?
देखिए, इस अगर क्वार्टर का अगर आप देखें ना तो ये थोड़ा सा डाउन होने के वजह से 3 मेन रीजन थे। एक तो प्रोलॉन्ग रेनी सीजन था, रेनी इस बार बहुत ही डिस्टर्बिंग रही इस क्वार्टर में। हालांकि हर साल रहती है ये रेनी सीजन का ही रहता है, लेकिन इस बार बहुत ही डिस्टर्बिंग रही, स्पेशली कुछ स्टेट्स के अंदर। और दूसरा पंजाब में काफ़ी डिस्टर्बेंस रहा। पंजाब में जो फार्मर एजिटेशन और नई गवर्नमेंट उसको जिस तरह से संभाल रही है, प्रॉपर्टी नहीं संभाल पा रही है, उसकी वजह से हमारे जो 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं वो स्टैंड स्टिल है। मतलब एक तरह से 2 प्रोजेक्ट की रेवेन्यू एकदम मतलब जो अपना जो गैप है वो इन 2 प्रोजेक्ट की वजह से है। और थर्ड है जो डिले इन अपॉइंटेड डेट्स है जो न्यू प्रोजेक्ट्स की, ये 3 मेजर वजह है। लेकिन अभी अपने को आने वाले टाइम में ये अपॉइंटेड डेट मिलने से और अपन इस रेवेन्यू को अचीव कर लेंगे।
और जो करंट ईयर का मतलब जो बैलेंस हाफ ईयर का एस्टिमेट व्हेन वी आर गिविंग इट इज बेसिस आर एग्जिस्टिंग एग्जीक्यूटिबल ऑर्डर बुक जो अपने पास आज की डेट में है, उसी बेसिस पे बात कर रहे हैं। बिकॉज अगले जो नए प्रोजेक्ट अपने को जिनकी अपॉइंटेड डेट वी आर ऑल्सो एक्सपेक्टिंग इन द मंथ ऑफ जनवरी का फरवरी भी हो जाए तो बहुत ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, राइट। सो मतलब अपने को लगता है कि मतलब विल बी हैविंग दिस काइंड ऑफ रेवेन्यू गोइंग फॉरवर्ड।
तो सर FY25 के लिए फिर अपना ये जो ऑर्डर इनफ्लो हमने कम किया इस साल, रेवेन्यू कम किया, तो FY25 में देन आर वी एबल टू गेट 30,000 करोड़ काइंड ऑफ ऑर्डर इनफ्लो, और ये जो रेवेन्यू लॉस है वो हो सकता है क्या कवर के? वो भी कवर होने में 26, 27 भी जा सकते हैं। मतलब टू सस्टेन द कैगर, इफ आई हैव टू लुक एट FY22, 23 एंड नाउ 24, दिस 3 years काइंड ऑफ 5% टाइप ऑफ कैगर अपना बनता है रेवेन्यू पे, तो ये कंपेंसेट अगर करने का है, इज इट पॉसिबल के 25 में एटलीस्ट ये जो 24 का अपना लॉस है वो कर सकते हैं?
देखिए ये है कि ये एकदम अगर ये कहें कि 24 का 25 में एकदम फिलअप हो जाएगा, वैसा तो नहीं होगा, ये ग्रेजुअली होगा। और सेकंड थिंग, अपन डाइवर्सिफिकेशन पे पूरी तरह से फोकस है, पूरा इंटरनल अपने ड्यू डिलिजेंस चल रहा है और वहाँ पर भी अपनी कैपेसिटी बनाएंगे। पर जो जब डाइवर्सन भी करते हैं तो उसमें भी यही है कि वो ग्रेजुअली होता है। आपको फर्स्ट ईयर सेकेंड ईयर में उसके रिजल्ट स्लो ही रहेंगे, पर आने वाले टाइम में निश्चित तौर पे दिखेंगे और इसके लिए अपने को बेस तैयार करना है और अपन कर रहे हैं इसके ऊपर।
Thank you, sir. So the participant has left the queue. Ladies and gentlemen, in order to ensure that the management will be able to address questions from all participants in the conference, please limit your questions to 2 per participant. Should you have a follow-up question, please rejoin the queue. Thank you. We'll take the next question from the line of Chirag Singhal from First Water Fund. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. Sir, if I look at, so I got all the points which you mentioned, which is the slowdown because of the election year, and so far in Q3 also you have seen some sort of slowdown in terms of order bidding. So, but broadly, let's ignore Q3 and let's say last couple of months. But when I look at the order book to sales for us, including the orders for which we are waiting the appointed date, we are sitting on a relatively lower, order book to sales of close to 2.3, 2.4x based on the FY23 revenues. Now, most of the companies, EPC companies, have done decent in the last quarter vis-a-vis the last year. So they have done decent in terms of execution growth, whereas we have reported a decline. And even this lower order book to sales, which is very low when you compare it to your own peers. So are we like getting outbidded by our competition when we're placing the orders, or we are not seeing enough margin lucrative orders? Where was the gap if we talk about the last few months?
देखिए, अगर मार्जिन्स का तो सवाल है तो जहाँ तक कंपटीशन तो बड़ा ही है, तो उसकी वजह से है ही है। और सेकंड, अपने साथ में क्या हुआ कि 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स जो रोपे के थे अप्रोक्सीमेटली 3600 करोड़ के, वो अथॉरिटी एनएल करने पड़े ड्यू टू डिफरेंट रीजन्स। वहाँ पर कुछ कैपेसिटी वगैरह के इशू थे, उसकी वजह से उन्होंने रीबिड में लिए हैं। ये एक बड़ा अपने लिए मतलब जो ऑर्डर बुक में जो चैलेंज है केवल इन 2 प्रोजेक्ट्स की वजह से आया, तो अदरवाइज ऑर्डर बुक ठीक है। और मार्जिन की वजह से कंपटीशन ईपीसी में पर्टिकुलरली है। जो प्रोजेक्ट साइज है, एक्चुअली क्या हुआ कि पिछले साल में गवर्नमेंट ने प्रोजेक्ट साइज भी जो है वो कम रहे, और प्रोजेक्ट साइज कम बढ़ने से उस सेक्टर में पर्टिकुलर लेस देन 1000 करोड़ रुपीज के जो ईपीसी प्रोजेक्ट्स है वहाँ कंपटीशन काफ़ी बड़ा है, और वहाँ पर फिर अपना शेयर बिल्कुल भी नहीं रहा जो लेस देन 1000 करोड़ रुपीज है। अभी अपन जो बड़े प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं ईपीसी के, जो बिग साइज टिकट है मोर देन 1000 करोड़ रुपये, उनके ऊपर फोकस हो रहे हैं और उनके ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं। आने वाले टाइम में जैसे मैंने कॉल में भी कहा कि अगले साल में गवर्नमेंट जो फोकस जिस तरह से बढ़ा रही है और उसमें साइज भी बढ़ेगी, प्रोजेक्ट्स की साइज बढ़ेगी, तो निश्चित तौर से अपना आने वाले टाइम में अपन अच्छा काम कर पाएंगे, अच्छी ऑर्डर बुक बना पाएंगे।
एंड इसमें क्या है, जस्ट टू ऐड, ये मार्जिन एक्चुअली की बिकॉज मार्जिन थोड़ा श्रिंक हो रहा है, एंड दैट्स व्हाई वी वर गेटिंग ऑर्डर्स इन द ओनली सेकंड ऑफ द ईयर। मतलब तो उससे क्या हो रहा है कि लास्ट 2 साल में मतलब एग्जीक्यूशन इज नॉट बेसिकली टेकिंग अप इन फर्स्ट हाफ ईयर, तो उस वजह से भी क्या है कि वी आर लैगिंग बिहाइंड इन टर्म्स ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन ऑन दैट।
तो अभी इस साल के लिए जैसे आपने कहा कि 0 to 5% रेवेन्यू ग्रोथ आप गाइड कर रहे हो बेस्ड ऑन जो भी ऑर्डर बुक हमारे पास है, एंड तो मार्जिन पे आपका क्या गाइडेंस है स्टैंड अलोन लेवल पे? आर वी expecting 15 to 16% EBITDA margin for this year?
15, अगर मैं रेवेन्यू मतलब ऑपरेशन रेवेन्यू भी बोलूँ तो 15% बिकॉज ऑफ दैट। एक तो क्या हो जाए, मेजर इशू ये हो जा रहा है कि बिकॉज ऑफ प्रोजेक्ट गेटिंग डिलेड इन टर्म्स ऑफ एग्जीक्यूशन, 1-2 2 प्रोजेक्ट हमारा जो पंजाब में बताया मैं आपको वेस्टर्न स्टील है तो एंड ऑफ कोर्स हमारे पास में क्या है कि नॉट हैविंग एनफ ऑर्डर्स टू एग्जीक्यूट, मतलब वो चालू होगा जनवरी से, तो मार्जिन आई डोंट थिंक कि अपने को 15-16% होना चाहिए, बट इट वुड बी इन द रेंज ऑफ 13-14%.
ओके ओके. और सर ये क्या ऑर्डर का साइज है दोनों ऑर्डर्स का? पंजाब में जो ऑर्डर्स है जो आपके रुके हुए हैं
करीब 2,000 करोड़ रुपए है, मतलब
ये टोटल है
900 करोड़ के करीब
टोटल ऑफ बोथ द ऑर्डर्स?
टोटल हाँ.
राइट.
एक्चुअली
क्या है, वी गॉट द अपॉइंटेड डेट इन लास्ट फाइनेंशियल ईयर, अब ये पिकअप होना था, राइट, एंड वी कुड नॉट execute as per our plan, so ये भी एक चैलेंज है, and this is also hurting our margin.
ओके. एंड सर इनविट का आपने बताया कि 2-3 मंथ्स लगेगा, सो ये आपने अप्रूवल के लिए बताया है या ये लिस्टिंग के लिए बताया है? टाइमलाइन जो 2-3 मंथ्स का आपने बताया,
ये लिस्टिंग का है, बिकॉज अब मतलब अप्रूवल तो वैसे तो सेबी के हो रखे थे, लेकिन बिकॉज ऑफ अभी इनविट में बिकॉज ऑफ सर्टेन अमेंडमेंट्स व्हिच वी हैव ऑलरेडी मेंशन ऑन द कॉल, वो मतलब वी हैव टू कंप्लाई, मतलब उसमें कंप्लाई करेंगे और बेसिस पे, तो आई थिंक मे बी मतलब मोस्ट ऑफ द अप्रूवल आर इन प्लेस, काफी कुछ हो रखा है काम का, आई थिंक एंड देयर आई बिलीव दिस इज व्हाटएवर लिमिटेड अंडरस्टैंडिंग which I got while interacting with the INVIT team and all that, तो मैं उस बेसिस पे बोल रहा हूँ कि मे बी बाय next 2 to 3 months or 4 months maximum we'll be able to do this.
Understood. और ये जो
I'm sorry to interrupt, sir. The queue is really very high. I would request you to kindly rejoin the queue.
Sure. Thank you
for your follow-ups. Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, a reminder to all the participants, kindly limit your questions to 2 per participant. We'll take the next question from the line of Deepak Krishnan from Kotak Institutional Equities. Please go ahead.
So maybe just wanted to understand on next year guidance, given that, our order book will be flat. We get 10,000 crores and we are executing 8,000-9,000 crores. But then the appointment date will for 4 projects should all sort of come up. So shouldn't that aid execution for next year?
मतलब एग्जीक्यूशन फ्लैट ही रहने वाला है. देखिए अभी जो जिस तरह की जो अपने ऑर्डर बुक है, और एक्सपेक्ट ये करेंगे फ्लैट ही अपने अभी एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं.
Okay, and sir, maybe just if I look at the projects which require appointment date, is it like many of them we still not yet got financial closures and all of that too, right? So any reason that anything is getting delayed?
जो डिले इन अपॉइंटेड डेट में रहता है जनरली लैंड और दूसरी जो सिचुएशन होती है उनको मतलब जो 80% तो अगर आप देखेंगे ना कारण केवल एक ही कारण है, लैंड एक्विजिशन.
Sure, sir. Okay, sir. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for taking my question. Sir, the first question would be on the multi-modal logistic part and the Arunachal for the PPC project. So, what is the
I'm sorry to interrupt, Mr. Rushi. Your voice is too low.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, this is better. Please continue.
Yes, sir. Thank you for taking my question. So, my first question is on multi-modal logistic park and the Arunachal PPC project. So, how far have we reached in terms of MLP, MMLP, in terms of agreements, and any EPC work has started, and also on the Arunachal Pradesh, what is the status in terms of execution?
MMLP का जो अपॉइंटेड डेट है मोस्ट प्रोबेबली जनवरी महीने में आएगा, और उसके ऊपर अपना डिस्कशन चल रहा है, प्लानिंग और जो मतलब डिजाइन पे अपना वर्क चल रहा है. इसके अलावा आपने क्या पूछा? एक्चुअली आपकी वॉइस क्लियर नहीं है और लो है.
हम लोग आर यू टारगेटिंग एनी एंकर इन्वेस्टर इन द MMLP प्रोजेक्ट और एनी एंकर कस्टमर बिफोर द अपॉइंटेड kicks in from Jan?
No. So, Jitin, I mean, we are not that, in that sense, we are not scouting very hard in terms of, getting investor. So, we are trying for, have that O&M partner, right? जो अपने को मतलब which we are evaluating, we have got some proposal as well. So वो evaluate कर रहे हैं, that is under evaluation, and then plan for construction of MLP designing phase is on, and where we believe that appointed date would be having in the month of January because of again because of that MP election which is going on right now, right? So वो तो that's the status for MMLP. I think next question you ask for Arunachal wala, that NHPC, right?
NHPC.
So, हाँ NHPC वाला ना उसमें update.
NHPC का तो अपने appointed date आ गई है और उसके ऊपर
execution is already started. Only thing is that कि वहाँ पे certain activity was supposed to be done by existing contractor. जो वहाँ पे है वो करके देखिए हमारे को they have to made available the land to us. We are waiting for that activity to happen, and probably in next 2 months of time will be right now we are into mobilization phase. We are mobilizing the machinery over there. और वो activity होता है तो probably by the month of January I would say will be full-fledged working over there, even in NHPS.
You will get the handover in Jan and then the work will start.
Right.
And sir, on the outstanding bid pipeline, if any, right now, and what is the targeted bid pipeline in terms of value which you will be doing this year? So with the pipeline where you yet to open the tender in terms of value segment or sectors and targeted pipeline, you can highlight.
जो पाइपलाइन में है उसमें करीब हेम के जो है वो 65,000 करोड़ रुपीस के हैं और ईपीसी के 45,000 करोड़ रुपीस है। इसके अलावा जो हम लोग
जैसे पावर ट्रांसमिशन भी होगा, रोपवेज पावर ट्रांसमिशन इन द रेंज ऑफ अराउंड करीब 4,500 करोड़ का पावर ट्रांसमिशन है, देन रोपवेज अराउंड 3,000 करोड़ व्हिच वी आर टारगेटिंग।
अभी कुछ बिड किया है जो रिजल्ट आना बाकी पेंडिंग है सर?
अपना जो बिड है तो एक तो रोपवे कल ही खुला है अपना, एंड रेलवे ऑल्सो वी आर टारगेटिंग। तो अभी हमारा एज ऑन डेट मतलब वो राइट नाउ आई एम नॉट हैविंग with me that which is bidding, which the project which are bidded and pending for opening and all that. So I'll give you separately.
Sir, on the Punjab project, sir, I think the outstanding order backlog should be 1,200 crore because in your presentation, percent is the share from Punjab with an order backlog outstanding of 20,000 crore. So what I understand it should be 1,200 crore and not 2,000 crore. If I may say so, am I correct?
Punjab project, right? The project size is around, I would say, 1,600-1,700 crore चाहिए, उसमें से कुछ execution हो गया, तो नहीं पर 1,200 तो नहीं होगा।
क्योंकि सर ये 2,000 करोड़ का जो आपका ऑर्डर बैकलॉग का जो ब्रेकअप है स्टेट वाइज, उसमें पंजाब का 6% शेयर है, तो 2,000 का शेयर का 1,200 करोड़ होता है।
पंजाब, हाँ तो एक बार मैं चेक कर लेता हूँ। आई डाउट कि 1,200 करोड़ तो नहीं होगा पंजाब का ना, जस्ट होगा क्योंकि 900 each was the project size. My and Punjab is outstanding around 1,300 crore का outstanding in Punjab.
And so on the power,
1,350 crore करीब है।
And sir, on the power
team, Mr. Rishi, I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I'll come back in the queue. Thanks a lot, sir. Wish you happy Diwali, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll take the next question from the line of Jasmine Kaur from Fortuna Investment Advisors. Please go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. Sir, my question is on the InvIT. Actually, while you have been explaining a bit on this call itself, but can you tell us a little bit more specifically in terms of why it is getting this much delayed? Because initially we were expecting that by the end of last financial year the InvIT would come, and then it then we were expecting again by June, and then your annual report also came. In your commentary you said by September. So the SEBI approval is pending, but any more specifics can we have on, why this is getting more delayed. That is one. And on the InvIT itself, sir, I also wanted to understand if the roadshows and your discussion with the potential investors, have they started, and if you can also give us a flavor of how those are going, sir, in terms of the investors who would be coming.
Yeah, so I'll just take this question on InvIT. So what's happening is, look, basically the timeline which GR team has been providing over the last two to three quarter calls. So everything was envisaged basis, there are certain regulatory approvals which is required in terms of authority and regulator. So authority, NHAI, basically what we envisage that NOCs for change of control shareholding, which will be basically because because of this InvIT, the shareholding will be transferred from GR to InvIT. So for that, NHAI approval was required, which we thought will come say by Feb March. Eventually, that finally came in the month of September. Also in InvIT, what happens? InvIT becomes the lender, so you also need change of basically refinancing NOCs also from NHAI, which also took time, and it also came somewhere in the September, October. Because of that, what happened? This is a regulatory requirement, so what was envisaged that you can go and hit the market with say June audited numbers, that became September, and now because of the September number, you can do the issue by March. So everything was it's like basically everything had a rub-off effect, and because of the delays, everything got basically got delayed, and it was like everything was basically once one NOC comes, then you go for the refinancing NOC, then you refile your document with basis some audited numbers, then everything got delayed. So it was like sequential activities which was interrelated, and because of one activity everything got delayed. And however, if you see now, basically the September audit has been done. I think the draft offer document is supposed what being expected should be filed within this month itself with September number, and what we envisage that InvIT, because of that, InvIT should happen say by in the month of Jan Feb. That is a timeline, overall timeline for the InvIT. And I think one question you were asked on the roadshows. So I think the last time when we were envisaging that the InvIT we should be able to done by September itself, that time we had a detailed 2 rounds of roadshows across the globe, including Singapore, Hong Kong, and London. Of course, India was there, and we had a decent demand. But now, since lots of water has flown in between, so we'll have to again go the market, check the maybe in investors' interest, which again I think we should be start somewhere in say maybe December or Jan.
Okay. Thank you for that elaborate answer, sir. So another thing, sir, I wanted to understand is that, sir, you're a large player, and your balance sheet is a very strong balance sheet. And after the InvIT comes, there is going to be additional cash flow that on a regular basis that we will see coming in the main company. Sir, going forward, considering the leveraged balance sheet of NHAI, and what we are hearing and reading in the newspapers is that the awards are going to be a little different in terms of maybe a bit more equity contribution by the EPC players going ahead. Sir, how do you see that opportunity going ahead? Let's say next 3 years time. Where large players like you should ideally benefit and contribute more in infrastructure building, because you have the balance sheet to support large projects. So as investors, we are looking up and expecting large players like you to be able to undertake projects and have with more equity contribution where competition would be relatively less. Is this understanding correct, sir? What are your views?
No, I think you yourself asked the question and you yourself gave the answer. So I think your understanding is quite correct, I would say here. So look, basically it's a very simple process, and I can take a minute to explain to you. What happens is that basically whenever authority gets a project done, idea is to either monetize it or idea is to just give a HAM where maybe a concessionaire will, say will be paid 40% upfront and 60% over the next 15 years, right? Now what is happening is that with the stressed balance sheet of NHAI, if you see in the last couple of years, maybe last 2 years, NHAI has not been going in the market and raising the fund on its balance sheet. So what is happening? That means, that leads with what? So I think one is the factor which augurs well is of course that if you see because of this, FASTag, the toll of NHAI has increased, I would say at least 3-4 times. So, because of that, almost 40,000-50,000 crores of the revenue which NHAI is, basically looking in form of toll. So basically the deficit, now that deficit which NHAI has to sort of, fill in, one is getting taken care by this increased toll, second is by, this monetization program. So however, I can tell you that monetization program, whatever as a sector or maybe from the investor community, what was thought, I don't think it is, panning out the same way. However, you can see a decent, positive development on those sides. So of course, when authority will keep getting this and all these HAM projects, all the EPC projects which is being done, that would also add revenue to the authority, in terms of toll, right? In terms of toll collection. So the balance anyway to take care of the balance we have, authority will have to basically either monetize through InvIT or authority will give all these projects on TOT. So of course, as a developer, I can tell you that you can have you will have lots of opportunity to go and take not GR project, maybe other third-party projects also, and keep putting into the InvIT. And of course, as a developer, whosoever has a decent balance sheet size, they can actually maybe can play in this market, because if you see overall the leverage of authority is basically is sort of getting questioned. So authority will have to raise fund at the same time, and the developer will have to recycle their capital. So in that case, of course, there will be a lot of opportunity, and of course the guys who have a decent balance sheet, they will be benefited. So I think you ask the question, you give the answer. I could just touch upon your things only, and if I have given the right answer.
Sure, sir. So thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Vaibhav Shah from JM Financial Limited. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So in an order backlog of 20,000 crores, what is the value of NHPC order we have considered? EPC value?
No. So come again. I didn't get your question. Come again.
In the
order book, you are talking about 20,000 crores.
What is the value of NHPC order we have considered? Our share?
NHPC order. NHPC is 1,500 crore. It's 50%.
So we are considering 50% only as the EPC portion for our share.
Yeah.
So earlier we indicated that we are thinking of taking a higher portion, maybe 70 or 80%.
So basically, see, that particular work would be executed through JV. Certainly, certain work would be done through GR directly. Some of the work will be done by JV. So it's only probably that mode of accounting. Maybe we will not be able to have directly in our order book. But yes, in console basis, we'll be having more share. That probably I could say.
But currently in the backlog it is only 1,500 crores.
Yeah.
And secondly, you had mentioned that 11 projects are awaiting ED worth 9,000 crores. So 9,000 crores is the EPC value, or that is the BPC?
EPC value.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Those are my questions.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Yash Dantewadia from Dante Equity. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I just heard some commentary from other infra companies like
Sir, your voice is breaking now. It broke.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Please repeat your question. Yes.
Yeah, we've been hearing from larger infra companies about issues with labor or availability and wages going up significantly. So just wanted to touch base upon that and understand how that's panning out for you compared to maybe last year. Wages revision and labor availability, and how do you see that whole thing panning out for the next year or two?
ये तो देखो बिजनेस का नॉर्मल पार्ट है. अभी बिजनेस जो लेबर कॉस्ट है वो तो सभी सेक्टर में बढ़ रही है, नॉट ओनली इन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. लेबर अवेलेबिलिटी और कॉस्ट तो रेगुलरली अभी इस चीज का जो मिटिगेशन है वो हायर मैकेनाइजेशन से ही होता है और वो लगातार चलता रहता है. ये बैलेंसिंग है. अगर अपन देखेंगे, अगर मैं 10 ईयर बैक में देखूं तो लेबर कंपोनेंट जितना था आज के दिन में लेबर कंपोनेंट रिड्यूस हुआ है. लेबर कॉस्ट नो डाउट बढ़ती रहती है और उसका कुछ एस्केलेशन में भी उसको मतलब मिटिगेशन होता है उसका. और ये चैलेंजेस हर सेक्टर में हर इंडस्ट्री में रहता है और इसको उसी तरह से मिटिगेट किया जाता है कि उसको हायर मतलब मैकेनाइजेशन कैसे हो और अवेलेबिलिटी और फैसिलिटी. अभी देखिए कि पहले अपने कार में भी ऐसे नहीं होता था. अभी आज के दिन गडकरी साहब ने डंपर और ट्रक्स में भी मैंडेटरी कर रहे हैं. तो उसकी कॉस्ट इफेक्ट तो आएगा ही, लेकिन बेटर मतलब फैसिलिटी और बेटर जो एफिशिएंसी भी बढ़ती है उस चीजों से और उसको इसी तरह से मिटिगेट किया जाता है.
सो बट शॉर्टेज नहीं है ना, लेबरर्स का शॉर्टेज तो नहीं है राइट नाउ? शॉर्टेज फेस कर रहे हो क्या आप?
शॉर्टेज तो देखो हमेशा ही रहता है और कभी भी नहीं रहता. ये डिपेंड अपने पे ही करता है. देखिए अगर इंडिया में देखें, अगर इंडिया में अगर लेबर शॉर्टेज है फिर तो वर्ल्ड में कहीं भी लेबर नहीं है. एक क्वेश्चन तो ये देखें. लेकिन अपने इंडिया में प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि लेबर की शॉर्टेज नहीं है, लेकिन टाइमली प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है. क्योंकि जब जैसे आपकी फसल कटने का जो टाइम होता है उस टाइम लेबर की कुछ होती है, या फेस्टिवल्स का जब टाइम होता है तब लेबर्स की कमी होती है, या इलेक्शन के टाइम में भी लेबर की थोड़ी शॉर्टेज हो जाती है. क्योंकि वो वहाँ पर मैंडेटरी होता है जहाँ से लेबर जो जैसे जनरली वेस्ट बंगाल और उड़ीसा वहाँ से लेबर आती है तो इलेक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं. फिर कुछ सोशल अपने जिस तरह से जो रिक्वायरमेंट होती है, शादी ब्याह का जो सीजन है उसमें भी लेबर की कमी हो जाती है. ये चलता रहता है पर ये अपने को मैनेज ही करना होता है मतलब डिफरेंट तरीके से.
Okay, so my second question is regarding the InvIT again. What I understood was there's going to be some amount of cash flow every year once the InvIT is done. I just wanted to understand, will we only get units of the InvIT or will there be partial sale resulting in cash inflow? And if inflow is yearly, how much is the inflow that we're expecting? Just give me a ballpark number on that.
I think as of now in the first set of this formation transactions where the 7 assets are being transferred from GR Infra to Bharat Highways InvIT, all this entire consideration will be paid in form of units. So there's no money which is flowing into GR. However, the next set of assets, whatever will be flowing into this InvIT from GR, there will be a cash component which would be paid out from InvIT to GR. So the first 7 assets, no cash. There will be unit value depending on whatever the final value gets arrived. There will be value which will be ascribed in the form of units only. On the next set of assets, which is next financial year onwards, all the assets will have, all the road assets will have a cash component which will be flowing from InvIT to GR. So because of this, whatever the cash which is going to come, of course, that a little difficult to comment now because that will be a function of what kind of final yield or IRR gets agreed, and basically it will be a function of that. Maybe what exactly would be the number? Maybe we can just give it to you, through a separate mode.
Fine. Also, so basically, are we going to? No, it's a follow up, ma'am.
Okay.
Are we? Yeah, I just wanted to understand. But once we get the units, are we going to look to sell a portion of that unit to reduce the consolidated debt?
No, so I think that will not be required because if you see the GR balance sheet, company has been maintaining that position that balance sheet is liquid enough to take care of the proposed equity requirement. Whatever money has flown, right, whether in form of OFS happened or IPO happened, nothing is flown into the company. Everything has gone to either selling shareholders or to the promoters. So I think that position stands as of now. There's status quo, no change in that. However, GR's proportion in InvIT eventually will come down with because if you go for the InvIT is again InvIT will keep needing money, so InvIT may go again for the fundraise, and that time not necessarily GR or the promoters or sponsor group of GR will participate in that. So because of that, of course, there will be a natural dilution which will take place.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you for taking my question. And it was great talking to you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will take that as the last question for today. I would now like to invite Mr. Parikshit Kandpal from HDFC Securities for his closing remarks. Over to you, Mr. Parikshit Kandpal.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, GR, Ajinda ji and Rathi sir. And wish you all a very happy Diwali. So any last words if you have, sir? Please,
थैंक्स, थैंक यू सभी को। और मैं एक्सपेक्ट करता हूं सभी इन्वेस्टर से कि कंपनी में जिस तरह से कॉन्फिडेंस बनाए रखा है उसी तरह से फ्यूचर में भी बनाए रखेंगे। और मैं अपनी तरफ से एश्योर करता हूं कि कंपनी उसी तरह से आगे परफॉर्म करेगी और नए बिजनेस में, नए एवेन्यूज में हम लोग पूरी तरह से ड्यू डिलिजेंस कर रहे हैं और आने वाले टाइम में नए बिजनेस और नए एवेन्यू में हम निश्चित तौर पर नए दरवाजे खोलेंगे। और विश यू हैप्पी दिवाली, बहुत बहुत शुभ हो सभी को, मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। थैंक यू। थैंक्स टू।
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, members of the management. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of HDFC Securities, that concludes this conference. We thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines. Thank you.